Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie, and we're going to test another Mini Halfwood Press today, number 81. Number 81 is going to Phoebe Dylan in Arizona. Before I get started, I'm going to talk about the parts of the press and the box that comes with it. The box contains what I call printmaker accessories. Inside the lid it has the certificate of authenticity. It also has the DVD that you're watching right now. New felt blankets. A new test plate and 2 artist stamps. A card on which I will mount the finished plate after I've printed it. An Allen wrench in case the wheel needs to be tightened, the set screws on the wheel. A postcard featuring the 2011 collection of the Mini Halfwoods and the user's manual. The press comes ready to go, but before we print later on, we'll be adjusting the pressure on the rollers. There's a little pad that we use when we ship the press. The press itself has 2 safety stops on each end. Keep it from rolling too far. If the rollers are way up, for example if you're printing a woodcut, then the safety stops are of no use. So you have to be careful. Not that it's a big problem. It's unbreakable polycarbonate, very tough, hard plastic. It looks like plexiglass, but it's actually polycarbonate, sometimes known as Lexan by its trade name. Underneath the press is a gripper plastic material so that this lightweight press doesn't slide around when you're printing. When I make a Mini Halfwood press, I make a little book that goes with it. Gives its history, any kinds of special woods that I used on this particular press. For example, this one has a little Purple Heart trim. The side wheel, the wheel of the press, is fitted with 2 set screws, one here and one here on the hubs. If the wheel ever became loose, which is unlikely, or after years of use, it could work its way loose, and so that's why we have included a new Allen wrench. On the side of the press we have what I call roller rulers, so that when you're setting the pressure you can keep the rollers parallel. It's easier if you have some sort of guide, a general guide, and that's what the roller rulers are for. Now I'll explain what I have ready to print with. In another session I made 2 plates actually for number 79 and number 81. Number 81 was etched with the galvanic etching technique, and number 79 was with ferric chloride. I did that so I can compare galvanic etching and ferric chloride. Well, there's my etched plate. I have another gripper or non-stick kind of pad for helping control the plate. I have my ink already mixed up, and under the slab I have my paper, and this paper is wrapped in plastic. I soaked for about 2 hours, then I blotted off the excess water and put them in the pad for later. The ink, by the way, has a couple drops of plate oil in it to keep it soft. mat board chips for spreading the ink around, my palette knife, my ink knife, and this is a little hot plate that I made with a travel iron, and that will serve me as my little miniature hot plate. So I'll begin with spreading the ink, working the ink into the textures of the plate. I'll follow this process with, I'll warm it slightly too, so that the ink is easier to spread and work into the textures. And I have some tarlatan under my countertop here that I'll use to wipe the plate. Oh, one more thing. Later in the demonstration I'll be putting on some talcum powder to keep my hand dry. Oh, also paper for paper wiping. I'm using Charbonnel black etching ink, oil-based. Oil-based inks always are softer when they're warm. Tarlatan is a loose weave like cheesecloth, starchy, and I start out with a really dirty, filthy tarlatan to get most of the ink off. Image is very clear now. I can go to the talcum, the hand wipe. Off with the glove. Dry it with some of this talcum, baby powder, so my hand won't stick to the plate. There, it's ready for the press. All I need to do first, of course, is clean the edges. Now we adjust the pressure for printing. First, tighten the rollers all the way down to the bed, and then back off about 12 half turns. That gives you room to put in the blankets. The sizing catcher goes down first. That's the thin one. Now the felt blankets are under the roller. Tighten it back down. After years of experience, I know about how it feels, but again, we have roller rulers on the side, and it looks like the top block is lined up just one mark under the D. And of course, it's the same on the other side. And there's the first trial proof. I want to repeat that the plate was etched with galvanic etching, and there may be an opportunity to compare the galvanic etched plate with the ferric chloride plate. I'm disappointed in this first trial proof. I think there was not enough pressure for the depth of the bite of this plate. The electro or galvanic etching made a very deep etch in this plate, and I think that I didn't really have enough pressure when I printed it. So I will be pulling a second trial proof, and it will be better. And I'll send that one along with the press to Phoebe Dylan for her collection, and I'll keep this one for mine. Well, the press works. It was a success. And I'm Bill Ritchie. Thank you for watching.